Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're going to look at the Fizzer BostonPhoenix game because this one looks pretty interesting.
Okay, sounds pretty good. Okay, skipping back to the beginning, we see wastelands in Nook, Quebec, Atlantic Northeast, an interesting combination of three wastelands there, Libya, Angola, and Turkmenistan. Or, oh, and Norway as well.
So there's like absolutely no movement from Europe into America in this game.
Nope.
Um, it looks like the probable picks would be West Russia, Central Russia. Um, it looks like East
Southeast
China
Asia and East China, yeah.
and India, and hmm, you could almost do Australia and Indonesia.
Central America is possible one turn as well.
Yeah, it is. All right, I just noticed that. That's cool. So let's take a look at what they decided to do.
Okay. Fizzer went with Hong Kong, Pakistan, and then Mexico, California, Scott, Brazil.
So we have the same thinking as Chev did in his game. It's
Mhm.
where we have the player setting up two probable first turn bonuses and then two counter picks. It doesn't look like Fizzer actually decides to counter pick for West Russia, Central Russia. So, hmm. But his Antarctica and South America picks weren't that bad. It, I mean, that's going to allow him to counter Central America in that probable first turn bonus. And
Yeah.
I guess the Antarctica pick could allow him to get into Southeast Asia if he really wanted to. But I think that pick is more over because it's a safe pick. Anyways,
Yep. Looking at Boston Phoenix, we see Verkuda Dudinka, Brazil, Scott, Nigeria, and then Papua New Guinea. So he is going for the West and Central Russia, and then maybe he's doing South America to counter in Central America.
it looks like his last four picks are counter picks completely. I
Yes.
don't think he actually saw the first turn uh, pick for Central America, or else I think he would have picked it. But all in all, just like I thought, you have the West Russian Central Russia, although it's kind of slow. I mean, you can get the two bonuses in a pretty nice pace. It's just it's it's a slower pick than what Fizzer decides to do.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes because I could see it working out.
Yep. And obviously, both people get their first three starting locations because they had no overlaps within the first three.
Hmm.
And after the first turn, Fizzer does manage to get all of Southeast Asia first turn, and he does go to Baja to check if someone was in California. While Boston works on West Russia, which he will be able to easily get next turn. And he does also go up to Venezuela to check on Cuba. So at this moment, he doesn't know if he's in Central America or not, but he should still be careful about that.
I think Boston should assume somebody's in Central America.
Yeah. Then going on to turn 2, we see Fizzer focusing in Central America like he should, and Boston putting enough in Venezuela to go into Cuba with a decent force. Except he does go to Colombia instead.
Yeah, this is uh, that move allows him to have the double border with Central America, but it also allows Fizzer to complete that bonus, which uh, gives Fizzer two-army advantage at this point,
Yeah.
which isn't too bad. It's just if had he stopped the Central America, he would be in such a better position right now.
Yes. And with Boston finishing off West Russia, and he's got some extra guys in Moscow and Murmansk. I'm not entirely sure what he's going to end up doing with those. He may move them down to start going into Iran, because he should also assume there's someone in Southeast Asia. Or he could take the long way around and go into Central Russia, which he should also be expanding in next turn. But next turn he puts everything into Venezuela, deciding to go offensive. And he does not manage to break Cuba. Fizzer defends Cuba by 1. And Fizzer is expanding heavily in East China. He's going to be in a really good position if he manages to defend Central America next turn as well.
So it looks like Boston is waiting for his armies to get over so that he can go for Central Russia. At this point, again, I think that Boston would be in a better position if he actually finished South America instead, even though knowing that Fizzer could pressure that place.
Yeah, he's only got 2 territories to take instead
Yeah,
of
versus
5.
the 4 they has to take in Central Russia.
Yeah.
And this is where Fizzer gains total advantage because Boston is unable to break Central America, and Fizzer also gets East China. So this game is definitely over at this point.
Yep. 4 turns in, and Fizzer's got a significant advantage. Fizzer putting a huge chunk in Cuba to start turn 5, and then ramming into Venezuela. That gives him a good positional advantage and make it so that he's not so threatened in Central America anymore.
Yeah, Fizzer said in the stream that he was actually lucky that Cuba it wasn't lost, because it was like a 73% chance that they would have taken that. So that is this is a risk game. So you know, with the 16% luck, you just never know what could happen.
Yep. It's not you're not as likely to lose sometimes like that as you would be in other luck games, but in this one it can still happen. We do see that he does move into Argentina, possibly thinking that he was in Antarctica.
Huh. Yeah, he should have anticipated that either Fizzer was going with the Central America West US bonus, or that he was going with the Southeast Asia picks. So it's just not much insight from BostonPhoenix, sadly, into what his opponent is at right now.
Okay, and so we see after turn 5, Fizzer with 15 still compared to Boston's 9. Boston does get denied in Tura, failing to take that, which doesn't help him at all. Just obviously that little bit of hurt.
I feel even though he if he had finished that bonus, even here, he would still be at a 2 income disadvantage, and with Fizzer already having that 18 stack and the 8 stack, this is obviously not going to end well for him.
Indeed. And it appears he was 1 turn behind in the reinforcements cards.
Ooh. Yeah, because of that 1 turn where he was unable to take Cuba, he also didn't take any other. Huh.
And he does manage to finish Central Russia, and does decide to move everything to Colombia to defend there with a big stack. And then he does move to Venezuela with 14, which is interesting. I'm not sure I agree with that.
That was a very, very risky move. He should have moved with all if he
well, those extra four there that are staying in Colombia came from Argentina
Oh, okay. So,
earlier in the
sorry.
turn. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was his first move. So it's like he just lost those 5 to gain Venezuela. That does. No, he's still not gonna be in a very good position because by this time,
I agreed with the move to Venezuela. I just did not agree moving from Argentina because he needlessly loses 4 armies there.
yes, and they both
And
play order delay cards on turn 7.
well,
Oh, and he does move back from Venezuela to Colombia, overpowering that stack of 14.
which does put him in a little bit of an advantage, but like I said, with both an income disadvantage and a total army disadvantage at this point, you know.
Yep, and it appears that he did. Oh, and Fizzer moving up into Georgia, that sealed the deal. He couldn't handle it when his bonuses were threatened because he didn't have nearly enough to defend 2 territories at once, with Fizzer having a reinforcement advantage.
I do wonder how long Fizzer actually knew that Boston Phoenix was in Central Russia and West Russia. Uh, I don't know if he's going to say anything on chat um, because we see here that both opponents did see the total income. Uh, I don't remember exactly what turn it was, but both players should have been able to accurately guess their opponent's incomes. So
Yes.
so with Boston moving to Argentina to potentially check Antarctica, he should have known that that Fizzer had a 4-3 and a 3. So it's just not very likely that he would have had Antarctica. It was a weird move on his part. So that concludes that game because Boston Phoenix ends up surrendering.